People of all ages come to the Carnegie Museum to learn about the natural history of our planet. They look at the objects on display and probably ignore that these are just a small portion of the huge collections hidden behind the walls of the museum. Our vast collections have been built over the years by scientists who explore almost every corner of the world and contributed with many discoveries in natural history. However, the process of exploration of the planet has just started. We have not yet discovered all frogs, dinosaurs, insects, or plants, and the scientists of the museum have the task of continuing these explorations to bring you new discoveries in natural history. My name is José Padial. I'm the curator of the collection of amphibians and reptiles at the Carnegie Museum of Natural History. This collection is one of the most important in the field of herpetology because it includes specimens from practically every region of the world. I study the natural history of amphibians and reptiles. I want to know where they live, what they do, how they evolve, and what we need to do to protect them. Sometimes this requires that I travel to places where we know very little about the diversity of these animals. Observing animals in their natural environment is the most exciting part of my work and the reason I became a scientist. Despite many naturalists before me have explored these forests, there are still many areas that are poorly known or unexplored, and my goal as a scientist is to travel to those places and fill the gaps in our understanding of the diversity of species of the Amazon. The Alto Purus National Park in Peru is one of the largest parks in the world and one of the best preserved and less known areas of the Amazon. The park is so isolated and difficult to access that serves as the refuge of several tribes that have no contact with our civilization. I always wanted to explore this area, and after my arrival to the Carnegie Museum, I started a collaboration with the Alto Purus National Park. Thanks to this collaboration, I was able to start a series of expeditions with the goal of studying the diversity of amphibians and reptiles of the area and to establish a plan for their conservation. Working in the Amazon is not easy. Most unexplored places are far away and are difficult to access. To study these areas, it is most convenient to organize expeditions that last several weeks, so that you have enough time to get there and to perform your research. You need a good team, as there are many things to do, and you cannot do all by yourself. You need more biologists to help you with the research, especially people that know the area, who know how to deal with all the difficulties of the trip. You need people that know how to set a campsite or open tracks along the forest, people that know how to fish, how to hunt, how to look for animals. You need to build a team that is able to spend days and days under harsh circumstances in the forest. In 2014, I organized an expedition with 14 other people with the goal of knowing more about the biodiversity of the Alto Purus National Park in Peru. It is very important to know what to bring to the field. The most important things you need are incredible amounts of plastic, and you will see why later, loads of non-perishable food, batteries, tapes, plates, pots, insect repellent, medicine, gasoline. Well, you get the idea. And you have to bring your stuff with you a long way, and this is not easy.
A lo más que podamos y de ahí en la tarde salir. No corre el cooler rojo, ¿no? Sí, corre. No, pero ahí nomás mejor que quede. Otro más. Acá también. La pacha. Y después el de Giuseppe. ¿Ya? No te quedas para atrás, güey. Vamos a cortar hasta acá. Y vamos a usar este y este igualito. Y te va a quedar toda una sola franja completa.
Lo más difícil creo que es la logística, ¿no? Un poco la logística. Si tienes una logística muy buena y estás muy cómodo en tu campamento, en tu centro de estudios, yo creo que se puede dar bien, ¿no? aparte del esfuerzo físico y claro, soportar todos los insectos y mojadas de la lluvia y todos los peligros, ¿no?, que existen en la selva.
¿Tiene bolsa de arena? We mostly search at night. We go out of the campsite and walk across the forest. Sometimes we have to get into the water, in lagoons, to look for frogs. Sometimes we walk across the streams. We have to search almost every corner of the tropical forest because there are amphibians and reptiles living everywhere. There are caecilians living underground. There are snakes living in the trees, in the ground, frogs that are perching on small bushes, alligators that live in the water. The tropical forest is full of animals, not only amphibians or reptiles, there are insects everywhere. It is amazing just to walk at night with your headlamp, enjoying the diversity of life that you can see in this forest. And you are always excited because you can find something new. You observe every animal you catch. You look at it carefully to see if you know it, because if you don't, perhaps it's something new, something you might get to name. Or sometimes you just see an amazing behavior that nobody has seen before. Sometimes you just find things randomly by chance, like this frog that we found in our campsite and that has big membranes that use to parachute, to glide when they jump from the top of the trees. Then you go back to the camp and there's still a lot of work to do. You have to organize your specimens, you have to take pictures of all of them. It's a lot of work because they want to run away. And a good herpetologist needs to be a very good photographer as well. We also search animals during the day, of course. There are dendrobated frogs, for example, that are mostly active during the day. Or sometimes you are walking across the forest or going downstream with a canoe and you see an interesting frog in a tree, or you see a snake running away from you. Tropical forest is like that. There are animals everywhere and you have to be ready to find them, to catch them, and then to work with them.
Esto es tipo Riveroy.
Pero es lo mismo que hace un rato.
Parece lo mismo.
¿Qué cosa? Era
Lo mismo.
A biological inventory is just a list of the species that live in an area, but this list is the first step in the study of biodiversity and is necessary to understand the ecology and evolution of habitats and to identify their conservation needs. The inventory consists in finding all the species in an area, but this is not always easy. Many species have been found just a couple of times along a century, and identification is a very long process that requires comparisons of our specimens with the specimens in museums, with those in the literature, until we know for certain what the species we found.
Que hoy en día tú dices a un niño la caoba, no sabe qué es la caoba, solamente sabe de nombre. O decir una maquizapa, no conoce la maquizapa, porque ya no es como antes, pero no cerquita, antes cerquita cazabas un sajín, un venado, y ya con la extracción de la madera fueron ahuyentándose. Ahora que entran las empresas, etcétera, etcétera, van a ir alejándose más de repente.
The Amazon forests are in danger. Logging, cattle racing, oil and gas drilling, illegal fishing, gold mining, and plantations of soy or coffee are all contributing to the rapid destruction of these forests. Fortunately, there are still large protected areas like the Purus National Park that preserve big chunks of Amazonian diversity. Nonetheless, the park is always struggling to defend its integrity against threats. You can only build a strong case for its conservation by demonstrating the high diversity and uniqueness of species in that area.
Es una vida que implica cierto nivel de aventura y de riesgos que normalmente muchas carreras profesionales no toman ni asumen. En el nuestro, en busca de conocer cuál es la diversidad de los bosques neotropicales, implica eso, ¿no? Ciertos riesgos, ciertas dificultades, ciertos esfuerzos. La ausencia de confort hace de que tengamos que navegar con el sol todo el día o con lluvia, y eso trae sus satisfacciones cuando al final tienes un inventario con una gran diversidad, encuentras especies nuevas para la ciencia, las describes, sacas publicaciones interesantes y das a conocer al mundo científico esos resultados.
Every place conceals living treasures. The Amazon is still mysterious, and so are many other corners of the world. Uncovering these mysteries is not only what drives scientists into the field, but also the reason for natural history museums. Discoveries in natural history can help the conservation of a species, and can help us use the natural world in our benefit. But what really inspires this search is curiosity and the beauty and diversity of nature.